Hello, good morning to you. Thank you very much for watching this video cast. My name is Dr. Charlie. I hold a PhD in management from Manchester Metropolitan University in the United Kingdom. I explored an interdisciplinary focus, entrepreneurial learning on one hand, and human resources management on the other hand. At the end of it all, I developed a micro theory, the entrepreneurial learning and goal theory that is used in micro SMEs. Now, today I'm pleased to introduce to you a number of organizations that I am associated with by being the pioneer or by being the founder. I will start with EIZ, which means Entrepreneurship Institute of Zimbabwe. This is a higher education consultancy organization currently, but it also holds a provisional license to actually offer and certify its own certificates and diplomas in business management. So we expect that within the next 6 or 12 months we should be a fully fledged academic college which is operating. But currently what EIZ is doing is serving higher education consultancy by way of providing tutorial, online lectures, academic workshops, conferences. We are talking of diploma, bachelor, master, and PhD degrees, and we are saying those students that are enrolled in local colleges and universities, region or internationally, can actually come to EIZ. Now, a notable service that we are offering as EIZ is our new venture creation coaching and mentorship service. New venture creation coaching and mentorship service. Having realized that unemployment continued to skyrocket, we have come up with a service that we believe will help towards addressing this challenge of unemployment which we see in our college and university students, as well as those youngsters or the youth that did not have the opportunity to enroll in colleges and universities. So we have come up with two programs. One is the skills-based entrepreneurship program. Skills-based entrepreneurship program. This targets all young people, most of whom have O-level as their highest education, and some were fortunate enough to attend or to enroll in vocational technical colleges. So all we are doing under skills-based entrepreneurship program is to say, what practical skill does any one of these youngsters have? Are they good at plumbing, carpentry, brick molding? Are they good at metal fabrications? And then what we then do is we bring these youngsters together and help them start their own professional business. That's what we do at skills-based entrepreneurship program. That's what we are doing. And to make it more empowering, our coaching fees are $50 per year. This translates to $4.16 per month, which we think here at EIZ is quite empowering. So if you're watching this video and you are a young person, you are not employed, but you've got a practical skill, you can paint, or you can do metal work, you can weld, you can build, you can mold bricks, you can play with wood, then please want to encourage you to get in touch with us so that we can help you to actually start a viable business based on your practical skills. And of course, we do accept payment plans given this $50 per year. So that's one project. Then we also have the SGVP, which is Start Grow Your Venture Program. Start Grow Your Venture Program. This one now targets all our youth who had the opportunity to attain college or university degrees, okay, college or university degrees. So either they are teachers college or polytechnic college or universities. Under the SGVP, again, we are providing this new business startup coaching and mentorship. And the mentorship fee there is $100 per year, which again is quite affordable in our view, because it will come to around $8 per month. And both the SBEP and the SGVP will require a minimum mentorship period of 1 year. A minimum mentorship period of 1 year. What it means is that you undergo this coaching and mentorship for 12 months. Then if it is okay with you, you are done. We leave you to operate your business as you saw fit. But should you like it, you can actually request for an additional year if you like it. And we would encourage you to even undergo mentorship for 3 years, because research shows that it is within the first 3 years that most new businesses collapse, okay? But instead of forcing, we want it to be voluntary, and we believe that after having gone through the first year, most of our mentees or most of the young people that you are working with, we believe that a majority of them would actually see a reason to extend the mentorship period to 3 years, so that we continue to work together. So that's what we are doing under EIZ. Now, talking about the SGVP, I am pleased to inform you that throughout last year, that is 2020-24, we reached out to a number of universities, in fact all our universities in Zimbabwe. We also reached out to all our teachers in the polytechnic colleges in Zimbabwe. Now, out of that exercise, I'm pleased to inform that as negotiations continue, right now we have now managed to enter into memorandum of understanding or memorandum of agreement with 3 colleges. We've managed to sign MOUs with 3 colleges, 2 teacher colleges and 1 polytechnic college. Of course, for confidentiality sake, given that this is a video that will go public, I will not release their names. But should you be a key stakeholder that is interested in forging partnership with us, and naturally you'd want to know which colleges we are having these MOUs with, naturally we will oblige and release their details. So listen very carefully, especially to our key stakeholders, those corporate organizations that would want to partner with us, that will want to get involved with what we are doing and strengthen their corporate brands. This is a golden opportunity, really, because here's a classic case. Each of these colleges have got an enrollment, a student population of no less than 2,000 per year. So their enrollment is around that figure. You're looking at around 2,000. So look at this. We are in a position of actually influencing. For example, let us say you are a bank. We are in a position of actually influencing all the students that undergo our new venture creation program to actually open bank accounts with your bank. It is very possible, because currently the number of students that we are working with, it's on a voluntary basis. But you may want to know that our Ministry of Higher Education has actually made entrepreneurship mandatory. So what does that mean? It means that by the same rule, new venture creation becomes also mandatory. So although we are working on a voluntary basis, we are currently in negotiations with these 3 colleges that we have entered into MOU with, so that the coming intakes, it becomes mandatory. So currently, the students that we are working with are fewer. But once we go on the mandatory approach, what it means is all the student intake at each one of these colleges will undergo this EIZ new venture creation mentorship program. So what it also means is we can build in this program to say, for us to mentor you, you should have a bank account with bank A or bank B. I'm not mentioning the name of banks. What I'm simply saying, look at this potential whereby we can build in this clause to say, as we mentor you, actually you also need to open a bank account with this particular bank. We believe this is quite significant. Imagine having 2,000 new bank accounts in your bank as a banker. And we are saying, what is it that your bank can also do in order to enhance this SGVP program? Naturally, one of the key challenges that we are facing as we are mentoring, we are not a bank. Naturally, it is the issue of capital, the issue of finance. And just going by the business ideas that our students are coming up with, it's quite creative, and yet funding continues to be the limitation. So to all banks that will be interested in this innovation, we are saying, what is it that your bank could possibly come on board with and strengthen this SGV program? This is not fiction. It is quite realistic that your bank can actually benefit from 1,500 new bank accounts there. And then you look at the service charges, the ATM withdrawals, all that you'll be able to benefit. So what is it that your bank could bring on board so that together we can advance new venture creation amongst our colleges and universities? Similarly, it applies to our insurance companies. We all know that business requires insurance. So we are now talking here about micro insurance. What is it that our insurance companies could actually come and strengthen this project, and in return they also get something from the basket? So enough of that. So this is EIZ. Let me go to the next organization that I have founded. I am talking of Small Business Gateway Zimbabwe, SBGZ. Small Business Gateway Zimbabwe, SBGZ. Now, what does SBGZ do? SBGZ provides a wide range of professional business advisory services to our micro, small, and medium enterprises. General advice, it does company registrations, retains to the registrar of companies, tax registrations, retained to the collector of taxes, bookkeeping and accounting. It does training workshops. It provides an electronic directory listing whereby these SMEs can provide their details and a 5-minute video, and then we can upload that in our digital space, and this way it helps to advertise their business on their behalf, and also basic website designing and conferences. So this is what SBGZ does, including monthly business networking. So this is a standalone venture on its own, which reaches out to our micro, small, and medium enterprise. And again, as you can see, that our services are quite broad. It provides an opportunity for local, regional, international, and global key stakeholders to come on board, and we could discuss and find out where is it that you could have a role to play in SBGZ and enhance your brand there. The next organization that I'm founding is Sahwira Financial Services. Sahwira Financial Services, or SFS. SFS. So what does SFS do? Now, SFS operates on the upper end of the market. SBGZ is dealing with our micro, small, and medium enterprises, and mostly those that are predominantly on the survivor list and those that have not fully formalized. You will agree with me that when a company starts, whilst it is still very, very small, there is a large percentage of informality there. The entrepreneur is doing everything by herself or by himself, okay? But as the business grows, let us say by the number of full employees, you see that structure also increases. They begin to departmentalize. You now have the production department, marketing department, HR department, finance department, and as they grow like that, they begin to formalize, and also even their interaction with large enterprises tends to increase. So what we are saying is SBGZ is focusing mostly on these other smaller companies, which majority of them really don't want to formalize. So SBGZ has to tailor make services to them. Now SFS is focusing on those SMEs that are now saying, I am keen to formalize. I am keen for growth. So SFS is focusing on those SMEs that are very, very much interested in growth, high growth ventures. So SFS operates a growth hub, a Sahwira business growth hub, and it is what is called the SFS Connect. The SFS Connect is a platform, okay, for networking that brings together these SMEs that are quite serious about business growth. They are serious about professionalism. So once they come under SFS Connect, what we then do is they give us the permission to assess, for example, their strategic business plan. And if they don't have it, we help them put it up, okay? And then we help them craft a governance structure. We are now looking at setting up the board, creating a vibrant board of directors agenda for them, setting up the board committees, and then we go into the strategic business planning, and we ensure that all the other functional plans are in place, be it the marketing plan, the operations or production plan, the finance plan, the risk management plan, the IT plan, the environmental social impact plan. So this is quite professional. And then the growth trajectory, we help them identify the best options for growth. So this is what SFS does. That's what SFS does. Because FS is not a bank. Currently under SFS Connect, what we have done through our ingenuity is to then use the fees that these SFS Connect members are subscribing annually, and then we've pulled these membership fees into a pool of fund which we are using for on lending to some of these members whenever they say they need support in terms of finance. But you and I know that this is not enough. This is just a tiny teaspoon when you compare to the vast ocean needs that these organizations require in terms of funding. So the future of SFS is to become a microfinance. That's the future of SFS. Firstly, to become a microfinance that is credit only, and then later deposit taking microfinance. And then in terms of growth, we look forward to SFS venturing the markets of what do you call it, money transfer organizations, just like we know the money transfer organizations where you can wire your money. So that's the trajectory for SFS. So I've spoken about EIZ, which is an academic. I've spoken of SBGZ, which is focusing on the lower end stream of SMEs. And I've spoken about SFS, which is targeting the upper end of the SMEs, which wants to grow and which wants to professionalize. So these are the three companies. Now let us go to the regional. I have founded SBGA. SBGA simply stands for Small Business Gateway Africa. Small Business Gateway Africa. Now, what does SBGA do? As you can see, the idea is to connect again medium and small businesses across Africa. Of course, we will never be able to bring all SMEs in Africa. That's impossible. But what we are talking about is we are saying those SMEs that share our vision, those SMEs who are of like mind with us, we want to bring them together. And our thrust there is advancing African entrepreneurship, advancing and developing African SMEs. So how do we do that? We do this under the umbrella of SBGA, Small Business Gateway Africa. And now this Small Business Gateway Africa is broken into our region. You and I know that Africa has got economic and political regions. For example, we do have Central Africa, we do have North Africa, we do have East Africa, we do have West Africa and Southern Africa. So we have simply used this segmentation. So we have what is called SBGA, or we do have what is called SBG Central Africa. For example, a Small Business Gateway Central Africa, Small Business Gateway North Africa, Small Business Gateway Southern Africa, Small Business Gateway East Africa, Small Business Gateway West Africa. And I'm quite excited to explain that already we are having a steady interest from among different African entrepreneurs. We are beginning to have a conversation from all these blocks. And what we do is right now we have what is called the SBGA Community Fellow. SBGA Community Fellow. This provides an opportunity to any African entrepreneur, any African SME operator who takes pride in being an African entrepreneur and operating an SME in Africa to come on board, and they subscribe annually at $60 per year, which is $5 per month. And then we have conversations and we share knowledge and experiences. And then we also have two SME expos. The first one is the Africa Day SME Virtual Expo. Africa Day SME Virtual Expo. It always takes place on the 26th of May to the 28th of May. 26th of May to the 28th of May. Those that are SBGA Community Fellows, they only attend at US $10. But non-members will attend at US $50. And then the second expo, virtual expo, is in September. That is from the 22nd of September to the 24th of September. Again, SBGA members will attend at US $10 for all the 3 days, and non-SBGA members will fork out US $50. So this is what we are doing currently, is just conversations, discussions, sharing experiences as we begin to make it more formal. And like I said, it is really interesting that we are beginning to have conversation with a number of African entrepreneurs drawn from these regions. Remember, Small Business Gateway Central Africa, Small Business Gateway North Africa, Small Business Gateway Southern Africa, Small Business Gateway East Africa, and Small Business Gateway West Africa. So these are the 5 organizations that I'm involved with, which I'm pioneering. That is EIZ, Entrepreneurship Institute of Zimbabwe, SBGZ, Small Business Gateway Zimbabwe, SFS, Sahwira Financial Services, and SBGA, Small Business Gateway Africa, with its 5 regional blocks. And as you are listening, you will agree with me that there are a number of untapped potential, and there are a number of areas that local, regional, international, and global corporate brands can actually come on board, and we can have that conversation, we can have that discussion, be it from the private sector, be it from the higher education sector. Myself, I see a number of opportunities where we can actually forge some strategic alliances, okay? Some strategic alliances, some which are outright profitable. You could come in as a venture capitalist, you could come in as a business angel, or you could come in as a development practitioner with some grants, and you spell us your terms and conditions, and naturally we will abide and comply with your terms and conditions, because there is a lot of work to be done, not only in Zimbabwe but in Africa. So that's why I had to come up with these different types of organizations whose focus, as you can see, is quite different, and that focus, that special focus, makes each organization to be effective. And before I close, to all my Zimbabwean counterparts, Zimbabwean organization, let us take the bull by the horns. These are our youngsters. I'm now talking about the EIZ projects. There we are. Our young people are not employed. They are quite creative. They are educated. And you know that our economy has continued to be quite difficult during the past 2 decades. And it is us, the corporate organization, the private sector, it is us who can come out. Those of us individuals, entrepreneurs who have made it in life, it is up to us to give back to our community. And we are saying, come on board so that we can discuss and see how you can take an active role in EIZ, in what we are doing, how you can take a leading role in SBGZ, how you can take a leading role in SFS. Thank you very much. My name is Dr. Charlie, and in SMEs and the academic circles, I'm also known as TSBD, and this means the small business doctor. So don't be surprised when you hear people say Dr. Charlie TSBD. It simply stands for the small business doctor. So I look forward to hearing from you so that we can start this conversation. To get in touch with me, I'm just going to give you one email address, because I've got each of these companies have got its own email address. So to get in touch with me, please get in touch with me on these numbers: +263 776 330264, +263 776 I'll take it again: +263 776 0264. It is on WhatsApp. My email address is Dr. Charlie, Dr. Charlie, CHARLIE. So Dr. Charlie at SBGAZIM.com. Let me take that again. Dr. Charlie, which is DRCHARLIE at SBGAZIM.com. Otherwise, that's all from me, Dr. Charlie, TSBD, the small business doctor. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch and listen to this introductory podcast about the 4 ventures that I am involved in: EIZ, Entrepreneurship of Zimbabwe; SBGZ, Small Business Gateway Zimbabwe; SFS, Sahwira Financial Services; and SBGA, Small Business Gateway Africa. Thank you very much, and why don't you like this channel, as well as click the subscriber button, so that you become the first to be informed each time I release the latest podcast. I look forward to receiving your email or your WhatsApp chat so that we can carry this conversation further. Together, we can help shape the trajectory of African entrepreneurship and help develop African SMEs. Bye-bye.